Hey everyone, it's Coach Sybil Kearse. I'm coming to do a quick investor's mindset training. Okay, this is not going to be a master class or anything. This is just something that helps some people who I know is just starting out on the journey of investing. Okay, I will give my disclaimer. I am a licensed financial professional, but I am not a financial advisor. Anything that I share in this group is just basically what I'm learning from other fellow investors who are very successful in the field, and I bring it to this group so that the opportunities that are presented to me can be shared. Okay, and so I am not a financial advisor, but I am very cognizant of how I need to handle my finances. I am financially literate, meaning I understand how money works. And it's not an all-inclusive set of knowledge points, but it is a learning process, and I'm forever a student in how money works, because the goal of knowing how money works is to learn how to make it work for you and those that are coming behind you, right? So today I'm going to be with you because there's several people who have recently joined certain financial vehicles that I presented, and this is a new atmosphere for them. It's completely new to them. Okay, so a lot of times we come into something new and we're not always familiar, we're not comfortable, we're not well versed in whatever it is we're doing, and that's okay. But we have to be responsible and also just ensure that due diligence is being made on our own behalf, right? We can't rely always on the mentor to give us everything we need. Some things we're going to have to go and do ourselves. Okay, so I'm going to put this information out there to help some people, right? Again, this is not a master class. I just wanted to give that disclaimer to tell you why I'm here and what I'm doing and how I'm representing myself. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about, you should see the whiteboard, is risk assessment. Listen, part of being an investor, reason why it's so exciting is because we anticipate the results, right? We want to see our money be more or all that it can be for us, right? It's so exciting and invigorating to see how money can be made from itself without us exchanging hours of our life for it, right? It's exciting to see that you can put your money in a place and watch it grow, much like we plant a seed in the ground and it grows. It's nothing that we are necessarily doing in the growth process other than adding what it needs, but the growth itself is happening based off the seed itself. It's a natural reaction, right, to the environment that it's in. And so putting your money in the right environment will cause growth, but it is up to you to determine what you can spare. Anything that's invested, I can't tell you anything in this life that's guaranteed. Not your job, not our lives, not the next breath of air that we take in. Nothing is guaranteed. However, when it comes to finances, before you endeavor to place your funds into something, be sure that it is something you are willing to part with in the event that the risk becomes your reality. All right. So you should never invest something you're not willing to part with. And you may say, but I work hard for my money. I'm never willing to throw it away. Understood. I'm not saying throw it away, but you don't want to bank your mortgage payment. You don't want to put your bill money into something that has a risk without first doing the assessment. Okay. If I do decide to use some funds that I know I'm going to need at a certain time of the month, I need to assess that. What if I don't get it? What is my plan B, right? So to avoid having to do that, never invest something you're not willing to part with, all right? I'm willing to part ways with $1,000, but $10,000 might put a little dent in my financial pocket. And so I need to assess that and see how willing I am to risk $10,000 should it become a loss instead of a gain, right? So just think about that. Pardon my spelling. This whiteboard is something new and it doesn't work as great, but that's all right. We're going to make it work. All right. So the next thing on the agenda is diversify your investment. What does that mean? Listen, you've heard the saying, never put all your eggs in one basket. It's similar in the investment world. There are too many financial vehicles for you to only put all your risk and all of your funds into one. Okay, Yes, every financial vehicle does come with risk. But why do you diversify? And let me say, diversify means you're spreading it out, right? You're being diverse with your funds. So you may choose to invest your funds in more than one financial vehicle. And even though they may all yield similar results for you, and they may all be very different. But the point is, if one risk become your reality with one of your financial vehicles, you still have a few others that is going to make up the difference of that loss. Does that make sense? Yes or yes, right? If I have 3 different vehicles going the same way, I'm trying to reach this destination, and should one of those vehicles break down, okay, I can regroup and try to still make the trip and reach my destination with the other 2 vehicles that are still working. But if all I had was one vehicle, and that vehicle put me down, I might not be able to reach my destination, right? So you want to diversify your investments. You definitely, let me also give you this nugget that's not up here. Listen, we all plant a seed, right? We got what we call seed money. That's what you took out of your pocket and placed into the investment. No profits. This is just raw of what you put in, right? That's your seed. The one thing you want to always do with your risk assessment is to keep in mind, when I make back my seed money, when I have enough money in there that my profits supersede my seed money, I'm taking my seed money out. Then you may take that seed money and choose to invest it in something else. Meanwhile, it's your profits at this point working for you, not your personal money. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I hope it did. Take your seed, get to the point where your seed money could come out. If you got to take it out in increments, or you could take it out all at once, either way, never leave your seed money in an investment longer than you have to. When you get to the point that you have almost doubled your money, and the rule of 72 will help you know when that will happen, you can take out your seed money and let it go from there. Or you take it out in increments until the total amount of your seed money has been withdrawn. The point of investing is to not only make the money, but to get it to work for you. You want to withdraw, okay? So now you know how to do your risk assessment, why it's important. And now we've talked about diversifying that investment. Taking out your seed money will help you diversify your investment, because you may put it to be a seed in something else to start that growth process and do the same thing again. All right, so that's one method of doing so. All right, and what's the 1/3 rule? All right, let's talk about it. In your mind, when you make all of the money you're going to make, while you're making it, as you make it, after you've made it, these are the 1/3 rules that I want you to just naturally put in your mind. When you see the whole figure of what you have, or whatever that investment is worth to you, right? Calculate in your mind 1/3 should be put aside mentally to say that's for taxes. Now, we're all doing cryptocurrency and different forms of investments, but the point I want you to remember is this. There's still a possibility we could be taxed as capital gains. Short-term purchases, long-term purchases, short-term gain, long-term gain, whatever it is, we have the ability to have this placed on our tax return. So always put in your mind, 1/3 of whatever you have might go to Uncle Sam. The other 1/3, it should be in your mind to reinvest. Reinvest that, because we don't stop wanting to make money, right? Because the bills don't stop, right? So 1/3 of it should be conscious effort that I'm at least at a minimum going to throw back 1/3. And then the last 1/3 of your whole investment worth is basically what you will reward yourself with. Now you could use that to pay off your bills and do whatever else you want to do, get out of debt, plan for a future, whatever it is. That's how you plan when you're doing your finances. Now, how often you apply the 1/3 rule? Every time. Every time you look at what you're worth. If you have $1,000, you break it down by thirds. If you have $10,000, you break it down by thirds. But you just understand, when you are in the process of withdrawing it, whatever you withdrew, 1/3 should be taxes, 1/3 should be put it back in, 1/3 should be pay off my bills or do what I got to do for personal gain, right? Cool beans. Last but not least, educate yourself. You can listen to other people all day, and that's fine. That's one form of educating yourself, but there's nothing wrong with you picking up some literature and reading yourself. There's nothing wrong with you doing a little research yourself. There's nothing wrong with you asking some questions. There's nothing wrong with you becoming someone's mentee who's already done it and learning and gleaning from them. There's nothing wrong with being mentored. There's nothing wrong with educating yourself. I don't care what someone brings to you. Always find a way to educate yourself to the point that you're not solely relying on what someone said or what you heard. Right? Educate yourself. Try to read more about what's going on in the world of finances. Discover what is this thing that we're investing our money in? What are we doing? What is the end game for you? Right? You may be just going with the flow right now, but I am open to questions. What I don't know, I'm gonna tell you I don't know, but what I do, I'll be glad to share. But I am not your only resource. There's a wealth of knowledge out there. Be willing to go search for it yourself, right? Be willing to be pointed in the right direction and then go. The whole point of all of what I'm trying to tell you is that this is what will happen to you in the end. You may have to give this information to someone else. You may be in a position after you've gotten to where you want to be through your investing that you decide, you know what, I want to help somebody else discover how they can be financially independent. And then you will be able to share this information. But if you're not first educated, how can you educate someone else, right? So I'm not expecting everyone to be rocket scientists and learn on their own. But listen, the purpose of me doing what I do is I'm not here to let everyone sit at my table. I want to help people build their own table. Like that's becoming my motto. I want you to build your own table, and I want to give you the tools to do it, right? And you'll discover it, and you'll do it in the ways that work best for you. So just know that I'm here to help. I will be coming live, or not sure how I'm going to present the information upcoming, but for those of you that are in any financial vehicle with myself and I've helped you get started, I'm going to give some type of education on how to do it yourself, right? Because I need you to become financially independent. I'm here to help, but I can't hold your hand the whole way. And I want you to be able to do it like top notch, second nature. All right. So listen, I got to go. I got another meeting that I got to be in, but I wanted to drop these nuggets with you. Hopefully this was a blessing to you. Again, my name is Coach Sybil Kearse. You're here with Let's Talk Money. And thank you for being a part of this group. Feel free to participate, ask questions. And by all means, if you see something worth your money being invested in, you might want to jump on it, because I don't want to make all the money alone. And I definitely don't want us to leave no money on the table. So much love and success. God bless. Talk to you soon.